Hello and welcome to the Affirmation Creation Workshop. I'm Trinity Wave and I'll be facilitating today's affirmation creations. So I want to dive right in, so let's get started. Okay, so let's get right into it. So affirmations change lives. So today for this class, what you'll need is a paper, pencil, an open mind, and I have created a worksheet for this. And if you're interested in that, you can check out the link below in the description for the PDF of the worksheet if you want to print that out and use that. That's optional though. You can also just, use a paper and pencil and go along with the exercises. So if you want to pause the video and get these materials, you can, and then resume when you're ready. So I'd like to go into a little bit of an overview of this workshop today. So I'll do a little introduction of me and affirmations just in general. And then I'll get into some basic guidelines on creation, some creation exercises. I have some offerings to share if you're interested, and then we'll do a closing. So if you're ready, let's move on. So if you don't know about me, I'm Trinity Wave. I'm an artist, dancer, performer. I teach belly dance and yoga. I've been a yoga teacher certified for 10 years. And I'm a painter. I did a variety of tarot paintings, and I've facilitated an Artist's Way course, and I currently facilitate an Embody Your Goddess course. Next round is coming up December 4th. If you're interested, would love to have you join. I'll have more information about those things later, but this is a picture of me at a local festival, and I did a painting, and just a really happy moment. And this is just, I love creation. And so I think that affirmations are a way to keep us on the path that we love. And I love creating. So this is part of what I love to do. And so just excited to help you transform your life. I'd like to talk a little bit about the power of affirmations. And this is connecting our intentions to our words to create powerful statements that help guide us to create the changes that we want in our lives. And if you have done yoga before, you've maybe created an intention for your practice. Maybe it's just to breathe more, or to stretch your back out if your back is feeling, like you need a little bit of stretching. So, and we can have intentions for this in our lives too, that can go into, what we want for our lives. So this is a really powerful work, and I'm excited to talk more about this today. Here's an affirmation. I believe affirmations change lives. Moving on to more of the fun stuff. This is the stuff that I love. I believe that we are energetic beings. The words that we speak go out through the energetic field. But again, focusing on the positive is a lot more powerful and transformative than focusing on the negative, and I'll also go into that as well. That's why we want to focus on the positive. This is why I believe that an affirmation is a positive statement that affirms the path, and by thinking or speaking this into existence, one reinforces the power of these words into one's life through the mind, body, and spiritual connection. For the example I'm going to give for the positive statements and why that is important, as to say, don't focus on something. So instead of saying, for example, if somebody says, don't focus on the pink elephant, what are you going to see in your mind? And that's why it's important to focus on what one does want and not what one doesn't want for this reason. So maybe you could think of, well, instead of saying, I don't want to smoke again, or I never want to smoke again, I love breathing clean air. I love having a healthy body. I love feeling like I can run or walk with ease. Focusing on the things that you do want instead of the things that you don't want. So moving on, here's another great example of focusing on what you do want. And this is what I want. Money comes to me easily. And this is a great visual for that. So once again, choosing words that positively align to what one wants to create in life. I love that. Moving on. So with positive affirmations, we can align the body, the mind, and the spirit to the vibrations of these words. And that can happen through sound waves. And this can even happen on a more subtle level through thought waves. So, what we're thinking. So, from my experience, the more I have worked on my affirmations through listening to them and speaking them out loud, the more it reinforces those affirmations into the mind. And therefore, it can go through the thought processes more easily, and those vibrations can flow more easily. I'm hoping that makes sense to you. So let's move on. So now I want to get into some basic guidelines for affirmation here. Positively affirming what one is or will be doing or focusing energy on. Setting oneself up to create the changes that one wants to see, feel, and experience in life. I think these are all things that we are all inherently worthy of. And using keywords to trigger awareness and positive responses. Keep it short and sweet, the easier to repeat. Some great affirmation starters are I am, I do, and I have statements. So those are the basic guidelines for affirmations. And if you have any questions about these, feel free to comment below in the comments. So moving on to affirmation creation part 1. And this is a great time if you have your worksheet to get that out. There is a link in the description of this video if you want to download that and go along with the worksheet or print it out. And of course, if you don't have a printer or you're not ready for that today, that's fine. You can also just use a pencil and paper and just follow along. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. Part 1, number 1. I'm going to read this twice and then give you some time to allow yourself to think about what you want to focus on for this. What are the 2 aspects that you are most interested in working on in the future as of this moment? So this idea is like, what can you see yourself investing in personally out of this list in the foreseen future? Increasing self-love, increasing self-confidence, increasing strength, finding purpose, achieving life goals. And you can be specific here, like climbing a mountain, building a home, becoming a teacher, becoming a better dancer, or your chosen career path, having wealth in life, or attracting love into life. So remember, try to pick the 2 that you're most interested in, and I'll read them again. What are the 2 aspects that you are most interested in working on in the future as of this moment? Increasing self-love, increasing confidence, increasing strength, finding purpose, achieving life goals, becoming a better dancer or chosen career path, having wealth, attracting love into life. Feel free to pause the video here and think about what you'd like in circle 2 and then resume when you're ready. So if you're ready to move on, let's move on to number 2. So for this next one, it's a fill in the blank. So starting with your most attractive goal first, and then doing this again for your most second attractive goal. I am most interested in cultivating blank in my life because blank. So here for the first blank, you'd write that first goal that you're working towards. So going back to the last exercise, so if for number 1 you chose increasing self-love, for this one you could write, I am most interested in cultivating self-love in my life because when I was a child, I didn't have a lot of self-love, and that's something that I feel is important to have. And the same thing for your second most attractive goal. So if my second most attractive goal is becoming a better dancer, then I could say I'm most interested in cultivating becoming a better dancer in my life because I love to dance and it's one of my passions in life. So taking a moment to pause the video, jot these down and resume when you're ready to continue. So if you're ready to move on, let's continue. Going to number 3 here. So for number 3, write down one positive feeling associated with achieving each of these goals. So for instance, if my first one was the self-love one positive feeling would be love. And for my second one, becoming a better dancer, one feeling associated with that would be freedom, bodily freedom. So taking some time to think about this, you can pause the video and resume when you're ready. So if you're ready to continue to part 2, let's move on. So this is the action and results statements. So once you achieve these goals or desires, this could open up doors for you in your life that both you've dreamed of and some you maybe haven't even thought of for yourself yet. It's okay if these take some time, and you can just be patient with yourself, and we'll do some exercises that help some of this along. I invite us all to take a moment and just meditate on this next question for a little bit. What opportunities or dreams could open up for you if these desires came to fruition? How could this positively affect your life? What dreams or opportunities could open up for you after you achieve these dreams or desires? Great, thank you. So let's move on to the next part. So this is where we can write a statement for ourselves. So once and this could be achieving your goal, cultivating what you want to cultivate in your life. And this goes back to question 1. And this goes back to question 1. So if you wrote, becoming a better dancer. Once I become a better dancer, I can or I could shine my light into the world the way that I've always wanted to. And doing that again for number 2. So again, going back to whichever one you've picked here. And doing that again for B. So once I attract wealth into my life, I can live in more flow and abundance, which is really important for me in my life. So just taking a moment, you can pause the video here and jot these down and then resume when you're ready to continue. So if you're ready to move on to the next one, let's move on. So number 6 here. So we're going to go back to the one that we just did. And what we're going to do is we're going to read both statements out loud to ourselves 3 times. So each statement, read it 3 times out loud, starting with the first one 3 times and then going into the second one. And then from that, just notice if you have any thoughts, feelings, or keywords that are popping up for you. And this is just a subtle exercise, so just becoming aware when you're doing this, what those feelings are or thoughts are. And nothing is wrong here. This is just an exploration. So for instance, once I become a better dancer, I can shine my light into the world like I've always wanted to. Maybe each time after, just take a pause and notice what you feel. Once I become a better dancer, I can shine my light into the world like I've always wanted to. Once I become a better dancer, I can shine the light in my I can shine my light in the world like I've always wanted to. Doing that 3 times for each and writing down any thoughts, keywords, or feelings popping up. So take a moment and jot those down and then resume when you're ready. So if you're ready, let's move on to part 3. Here are our bite-sized affirmations. They don't have to all be bite-sized, but we're trying to get them a little bit more concise and short so that we can make them easier to repeat. And just remembering that we can raise our vibrations to meet our goals through affirming our desired outcome is happening or has already come to pass. We can do this through I am, I do, and I have statements. So here, going back to that exercise where we wrote down a positive feeling for each of the goals that we have achieved. Write these down through an I am statement. So for mine, I wrote down, I am love and I am free. Feel free to pause the video, go back to your notes and see which one you wrote for these, jot those down, and resume when you're ready to continue. So if you're ready, let's move on. Now we can create an I am, I do, or I have statement around achieving these goals. For instance, I am a famous dancer. I have a successful Airbnb. So just taking some time to pause the video, write these down, and resume when you're ready. So if you're ready to continue, let's move on. For number 3, write an I am, I do, or I have statement for the dreams or opportunities that could open up for you. And you could write this in an I am or I do have the opportunity to statement. So for instance, I am shining my light, or I do have the opportunity to travel and teach what I love. So if you need to, you can pause the video, go back to your notes, write down a statement here, and return when you're ready. So if you're ready, let's move on. This is a really fun part, and this is like the vitamins for your new life. So you can arrange a list here. I suggest about 5 to start, and you're going to write this on a separate sheet of paper where you can put this in a place where you see daily. So a workspace, your fridge, your bathroom mirror. And once again, if you're new to this, try to start with those shorter ones first. So if you're really good at remembering things or you're more advanced, you could write more. Depends on your level and what you feel comfortable with here. So feel free to pause the video, write out your list, and resume when you're ready to continue. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And I'd love to hear some of your affirmations, so please put some of those in the comments below. I love reading your comments, and this also helps other people to see affirmations and help inspire others to create affirmations for themselves. So I look forward to reading those, and thank you in advance. And I'd love to share with you some of my affirmations. I am confident. I am successful. I am a strong, confident woman. I love my body that is strong, curvy, and healthy. I am wealthy. So if you can, take a moment to write a few of your affirmations down in the comments below for others to read. And I'd love to see those as well. And then we'll resume when you're ready to continue. Thank you for doing that. So if you're ready to continue, let's move on. So for this, repetition is key. So just like a bodybuilder doesn't go to the gym and do one workout and expect to transform the body, they know that it's the consistency of showing up to each workout over time that creates the results that they want. This could be the same for, say, like vitamins or supplements. I wouldn't just take a vitamin or a supplement once and be like, okay, I'm cured. I never have to do that again. It's taking it consistently over time that creates more health in the body. And this is the same for our affirmations. So if we just do our affirmations once and never look at them again, we're probably not going to see the changes that we really want over time. That's why affirmations, it's great to practice them and repeat them to get the results that we're looking for. I hope this is making sense to you. And I want to give you some more tools to help you up-level these skills and utilize your affirmations so that you love them. And it's just so easy to get into this routine of using them. So let's move on. We're talking about up-leveling your affirmations. So once you get these into bite-sized pieces, you can add more lines to make more powerful statements once you become more used to using your affirmations like this and remembering them. A thing that I really love to do is I love to record my affirmations, record me saying them on my phone, and use that to listen to them repeatedly. And I sometimes do this in the morning when I'm waking up and I just listen to my affirmation, let the vibrations wash over me to start my day. And I like to do this sometimes when I'm driving to listen to affirmations and repeat them out loud. You can choose when and where it's appropriate for you to speak your affirmations, but it's great to get like a routine going with it for just that extra consistency. Some people like affirmations before bed, and if that's you, that's totally fine. Some people like to listen to their affirmations while they sleep. Whatever your chosen path is, you can follow that. Another great up-leveling tool is singing your affirmations. And this is just a really fun one. If you're musically inclined, this might come to you more easily. And it's also just a fun exercise to try to practice. So have fun with that one. And the last one is just visualizing yourself achieving your goals while you're saying these and just getting into all 5 senses. What do you see when you're achieving your goals? What do you feel in your body when you're achieving your goals? Things like this. So I have one more up-leveling tip for you. This is great for days when you have moments where you feel like things aren't going your way, or you wish they were some way else, but it doesn't align with your chosen path, or it's seeming like it's not aligning. You can say things like, why am I successful? Well, I'm successful because I've done all these things that I've wanted to do. I've created so many beautiful things in my life. How am I rich? I'm rich because I have a working car that runs well, and I have warm clothes, and I live a beautiful life that I love. How am I supported by the universe? The universe brings me beautiful things and people all the time. I'm surrounded by love. I love myself. Turning some of these things into questions can really help reframe and bring us into more of the vibration of aligning with these things. So that's another up-leveling tool. So now I'd like to go into a little recap here of what we've discussed. Affirmations can powerfully change our lives. These are positive statements. Sometimes they're I am, I do, or I have statements. bite-sized can be easier to start with, and you can make them longer once you get more used to them. Repetition is key. Speak them, sing them, they can be your lifesaver. So it's again, once we get into that consistency of doing it, when we come into hard times, we can use our affirmations to float back up to the surface. Okay, I know this is a journey and everyone has their own path and we've all gone through trauma in our lives, but know that this is a great avenue to take, and it can really help the mind, body, spirit. I do believe this. So now I just like to take a moment and just give you a few offerings that I have. I have created an ebook and a zine called Secrets to Sustainable Weight Loss that talk about my journey and tips and tricks through sustainable weight loss, from being an overweight and obese child to being a fit and healthy adult. And if you want to get that PDF for free, you can sign up on my email list and you can get that link. And if you'd like a copy of the zine in paper form, you can go to my website. And I also offer some guided affirmations on my YouTube channel, such as wealth affirmations and goddess affirmations. And I'll share my YouTube channel soon. If you want to subscribe to me there, feel free to. And lastly, I have a 12-week online Embody Your Goddess course, which is opening December 4th. If you're interested in embodying the goddess that you are in body, mind, and spirit, I'd love to have you join. This is a wonderful course that I've created that I just think is super transformational, and just love for more women to be involved. So if you are a woman who wants to reduce belly fat, become more confident, and live a life that you love, I'd love to see you there. So feel free to stay in touch. My name is Trinity Wave, and my website is trinitywavedesigns.com. That's TRINITYWAVEDESIGNS.com. And my Facebook is Trinity Wave. Feel free to friend me on Facebook. And of course, my YouTube is Trinity Wave. And feel free to subscribe to me there and check out my affirmations and leave comments. I love to read your comments. And please, please, please comment on this video and tell me what you thought, and love to hear some of your affirmations. So this was the affirmation creation workshop. I hope you had a great time, and I hope this has helped you to transform your life in body, mind, and spirit. You are so deserving of this, and just sending you so much love and so much light on your journey. Love you. Namaste.